So we've placed our model view on our sheet. It now becomes a sheet view. So in the sheet set manager, we have our sheet views. There we have our new sheet set, our view, our drawing number 7, named views, and there's our view 1. So the sheet views tab, this will display an ordered list of views used in the current sheet set. So you can organize these views under headings called categories that you create. So when we created this sheet view, when we gave it a name, if you remember, the next title down was a category. So by category, that could be anything that you choose. It could be, if you're doing architectural, mechanical, or structural work, you can give it that type of category. Or you could do different types of categories like your kitchens, bathrooms. So you could categorize them like that. It's totally up to you. It's just depending on what type of sheet views you are creating. So what we're also able to do now is we're able to add dynamic tags. So we have a good understanding now about what dynamics are. So earlier on when we created our dynamic block, it allowed us to manipulate the windows and doors so we could stretch them, rotate them, and so on. What we're also able to do with the dynamics within blocks is we can label things. So right now this is our view 1 on our view sheet. So we can add a label which will automatically display that information. In order to place our title label, what we need to do is just come back and just reconfigure a small setting in our sheet set. So we'll right click on a new sheet set, select properties. We'll go to our label block for views. And what we'll do is we'll come down to choose blocks in the drawing file. So we have our title block, and next one down we have our drawing block title, which is what we want to use. So we'll press OK, and we'll select OK. Now that that's been configured, we will select our view 1, right click, and we'll place view label block. So here we have our view 1, it's showing the scale. And if we double tap it, it will open up our attribute editor. So it's looking for the view number. So our view number is number 1. So we'll press 1. And there we have our model view with its own title view. And again, this is dynamic. So we have our scale 1 to 50. If I select it, hit the arrow to change our scale up to 100. Type in RE to regen. You'll see that our scale will up to 100. So this is now our dynamic title. So everything we change, those titles will automatically update. In the past video, we manually created this, meaning that if we were to ever change the scale, we'd also have to ensure that we change the text. By using this particular dynamic title, it just erases all possibilities of human error. So I'll just revert that back to 50, and then I'm typing in RE for regen, and it will regen. Again, if I even change the name from view 1, what I can do is I can rename it front extension, press OK. So again, you need to RE to regen, and there we have front extension. So what we can do is just select that and move it over to the top left-hand corner. So what I would also like to do is come back to the ground floor plan. And I just want to highlight where we have our elevations. So the next view we're going to do will take all of the ground floor plan. So we'll come back to our view manager. We'll go to model views, choose new, and we'll call it ground floor. So here's where our view category will be, where we could categorize all of our views. So again, we'll have our view will be still, and I'll define the window. So just drawing in my window around the building. And once done, press enter to confirm. Brings me back to my window and I'll press OK. So once we've created our ground floor view, we'll come back to our views sheet. Come over to our model views. Click and drag our ground floor in. Click to place. And then we'll do the same as we did before. We'll select it. Reduce our scale down to 100 to start with. And then pull it back onto our sheet. So now we have our ground floor on our sheet. And our scale is still showing 1:1, so just RE to regen. So our ground floor label is currently not showing the correct number. So what we need to do is right click the ground floor in the sheet views, go to rename and number. And in here we'll type in the view number. RE to regenerate. So next what we're going to do is go to our rear elevation. And we'll do the same thing. We'll go to our view manager. We'll go to model views, create new. And we'll call this rear view. Define window. Place it around our building. Press enter to continue. Press OK. Press apply and OK to close down. So in our rear elevation plan, we'll then save it. Move on to back to our views plan. We'll now move on to our model views. Go to our rear elevation. Click and drag it onto our sheet. And click to place. So again, we'll select it. Go to our scale and change it to 1:100. Move it into the drawing. What we might actually do is increase that up to 1:50. We'll move our title as well. Still reading 1:1, so we'll just regen that. We'll go to our sheet views, right click the rear view, rename and renumber, and this view will be view 3. Press OK. Regen. So now we can just reposition our titles. So what I want to do now is I want to place that call out block from our rear view onto our plan just to show the direction of what it is. So call out block is a term for the symbols that reference other sheets. Call out blocks have many industry specific names such as reference tags, detail keys, detail markers, building section keys, and so on. So call out blocks contain data associated with the sheet and view that they are referenced to. So what I do is I right click rear view, place call out block, call out. I'll just place it for now. So when I select it, I get a drop down arrow and we have an exterior elevation. So we'll choose that. It's pointing to the right, so I want to swing it around to the bottom. And what we have here is our view 3 on sheet 7. And I can move that bubble. So what this call out bubble is now displaying is that view 3 on sheet 7 is looking in this direction, which is showing my elevation on the right. So this is a good use of showing how we can have multiple drawings in AutoCAD, but still manage to combine them all together to create sheets. So instead of having one drawing, which will have all of your information, making your drawing process very slow, by using the sheet set manager, we can have hundreds of different drawings, and we can then use that manager to combine them all onto one particular sheet, keeping it well organized with all of our callouts, all of our labels, and displaying everything within our table so we can keep track. So again, what I've done is I've shown you the basics of how we can create this with our basic templates, our labels and callouts and so on. But I hope at this point you have enough experience to understand that you can obviously create your own. You can add in your own logos, change your labels, add your own style. At this point, there's nothing new. It all now depends on how you use the software to create all of this information.